Good afternoon, distinguished members of the audience and fellow participants. We're here to discuss whether principals should get involved in out-of-school activity bullying. The First Amendment to the United States Constitution protects our rights to free speech, and it states that Congress should make no law abridging the freedom of speech or of the press. However, this power that we share is rarely absolute, especially when we're dealing with minors, in our case, which we are. Safety should always be the first priority. Schools act in loco parentis, which is a legal doctrine in which individuals assume parental rights, duties, and obligations without going through the formalities of legal adoption. This took root in the colonial American schools, which was based on common law, in which it was accepted and believed that schools not only had an educational responsibility, but a moral responsibility to protect its students. According to Cornell University's Online Research Center, privacy is about respecting the desires of individuals and compatible with the aims of a larger community. And in this case, it can be clearly seen the aims of a larger community is put under danger. Because mentioned before, you were the opponent team was saying that outside of school bullying can never come inside of school, or you didn't have enough stats to prove that. It's pretty logical to assume that outside of school bullying never stays outside. It always comes in. And safety and education. So safety, when students feel safe, they naturally have a better tendency and an open mind, a better sense of, when students feel safe in schools, they have an opportunity to learn. So if they're in constant fear in the school environment where they should feel protected, there would be no learning. So safety and education do have a very strong correlation. You said a lot of the IP address, you said a lot of the different bullying can never be traced down, but there are such things as IP addresses. And if you say that many of the bullying happens because of stolen cell phones, et cetera, there are many ways we can track down who the actual offender is. So that shouldn't be under question. And our society is based on separation of branches, and the judicial branch, which manifests a third of its power, is all based on interpretation. There should be we shouldn't say there's a gray area, so we shouldn't address it. It's time principals should make a stand, address these issues, and our common law, which is based on precedent should, making a decision today will affect one that's made tomorrow and the day after. So a clear-cut decision and stance has to be made on behalf of the principal. And the principal is a great mediator when parents, quite frankly, are scared themselves to get involved with other parents. So a principal should get involved as the mediator. And especially when we're dealing with age groups such as ones that attend school, a lot of their mental and physical, mental self-worth is molded by different bullying that's happened, and we don't want to hinder that process. I have some very chilling stats with me. Suicide is the third leading cause of death among young people, resulting in about 4,400 deaths per year, according to the CDC. For every suicide among young people, there are at least 100 suicide attempts. Over 14% of high school students have considered suicide, and almost 7% have attempted it. Bully victims are 2 to 9 times more likely to consider suicide than non-victims. A study in Britain found that at least half of suicides among young people are related to bullying. So definitely it can be seen that ignoring this problem and saying principals should not get involved just because it's outside of school activities, and can definitely come inside and inside school grounds and will disrupt our whole educational system. So principals, get involved. Thank you.